Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this episode. On this podcast, we talk about topics of interest that lie at this intersection of public health and entrepreneurship. I'm your host. My name is Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and I'm a public health entrepreneur. I have over 20 years of experience in both healthcare and public health, and I've helped a lot of entrepreneurs along the way. I've been podcasting also since 2017. So since, this is a relatively new podcast, I'm not new to podcasting. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have this podcast, this specific podcast where we can dive into all things public health entrepreneur related. So on this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about cultivating, preserving positive mindset. This is not easy all the time, but it is essential, especially for any entrepreneur. The journey is mixed with all sorts of uncertainties and stressors and anxiety provoking situations, and it can have you filled with self-doubt, and it can be easy to go negative. But we really need to cultivate this positive mindset. It helps us to face our challenges and all the issues that come up, especially as public health entrepreneurs, to help us stay focused to do the good work that is so needed. So whatever it is that you feel called to do or that you are doing as an entrepreneur, if you're an established entrepreneur, consultant of any type, you understand what I'm saying. It's not always easy. So we have our mastermind program, right? Our community. I'm always talking about it. I do want you to explore it and check it out for yourself. But one of the benefits of that is having that community. Sometimes when it's a little hard to maintain that positive mindset, you have some people right there, that community that can help you shift. But if you don't have that, or you can't get to someone else, it's important to just be able to sometimes pull yourself together until you can get in front of some people that can help support you, right? So I just want to share a few things with you to just kind of help you along the way. If we don't maintain that positive mindset, it doesn't mean that we are oblivious to what's happening or we deny what's happening. It's just we're making a choice to press forward, to stay focused on our calling, our goal, who we're serving, how we're helping, what we're doing. That keeps us moving forward. That keeps us striving towards serving those populations and addressing the issues that matter so much to us, right? And creating the businesses of our dreams. So the first thing that I want to share with you or encourage you to do is to embrace flexibility and adaptability. This whole public health landscape, if you think about it that way, is so dynamic, and there's so many things that can change, and sometimes those changes and fluctuations are just so beyond our control. Think about emergent diseases or policy shifts or any of the socioeconomic trends. Some flexibility and the ability to adapt in your approach, whatever your approach is, whether it's new ideas or pivoting when necessary, or help navigating these circumstances effectively. Like, your ability to remain flexible and to adapt helps you in all those ways. So that is something that a lot, like if you're an entrepreneur or consultant of any type, since the pandemic or during the pandemic, then you understand the ability to have this flexibility and to adapt, quickly and easily. Whether you're an entrepreneur or not, even during that time, whether you were an employee somewhere, you understood the importance. But especially as an entrepreneur, when things shift, and I'm experiencing that right now, the shift that's in our political climate is very evident in some of the communities that we serve and some of the work that we're doing, and our ability to be flexible so that we can be of service is vital. And it's that flexibility is really serving us well right now too. Sometimes people aren't willing to be flexible when they need to for the clients and who they serve. So just keep that in mind. Things happen. Natural disasters can come in and without warning and really throw you off your plan or your schedule or your routine, or throw your expectations way one way or the other. So we just have to always pack some flexibility and learn to increase our ability or our willingness to adapt when situations shift. Okay. That can go a long way in helping to maintain a positive outlook because it helps you refocus on the goal, the outcome, the impact, the people, the community, right? Another thing that I would suggest and highly recommend is practicing gratitude. This can go such a long way. I encourage you to cultivate this sense of of gratitude by reflecting on positive aspects of your work. Think about the opportunities and how you've been able to make a difference. Go the next step and express your appreciation, not only to, I mean, think about it. Who played a role in the success or the outcome or whatever the thing that you're grateful for? And express that. Let a team member know that you appreciate their contribution or you just appreciate the work that they do or how they show up. Let your support team know that you appreciate them for being there for you. Whatever that is, sometimes it could be someone that's temporarily crossed your path and provided excellent service or provided service that helped you in a way. Express your gratitude. You can never go wrong with expressing gratitude. And I think it can feel challenging when you feel frustrated. But if we practice, um, practice gratitude, it can help you find those things to be grateful for, even when things don't go your way, when you didn't get the contract, when the delivery was messed up, or when maybe you didn't um, perform on the level that you wanted to, and it wasn't the quality that you set the bar for yourself. Whatever the disappointment you may be feeling, you can, if you're practicing gratitude, then it's easier for you to start to find in those moments things that you can be grateful for. And it goes such a long way with helping you to cultivate this positive mindset. So it doesn't mean that you're never down. It doesn't mean you're never frustrated. It just means that you are finding ways to not stay there and to revert back and to refocus, because the communities you serve count on you to do that. This business that you're leading and you're building, you're the visionary. So if you are hanging out in this negative space too long, it takes the direction of your business there too. So practicing gratitude is a phenomenal way to really just cultivate a positive mindset. I found myself doing that recently. We had attended a meeting, and when it was a community meeting with leaders, and it was very successful. I met some great new folks to follow up with that could potentially become clients. But if nothing else, they're just very interesting people doing meaningful work that I'm excited to know and learn more about them. And I also received some really wonderful opportunities, and one was an opportunity to speak from this event. So when I left the event, I felt so, I was excited. I felt good. I got lunch. I sat there for a moment, just kind of absorbing, just being present instead of rushing off to the next thing. I just wanted to pause and to just absorb all the things that had happened when leaving that meeting. And my team and I use Slack for communication. So I jumped on Slack and I reached out to my team and I just said, shared the win and the positive experience. And then I thanked my team members, because without each of my team members doing what they do, I wouldn't have been allowed the room to do what I needed to do as a CEO of the business and be at this meeting. I would have had to be doing something else. So I just took that moment to share the win with them as a team win and to let them know how much I appreciated their effort and how they showed up. So I think this practicing gratitude can be something that, if you're already doing that really well, wonderful. Keep doing it, because it will serve you well and it continue to serve you well. And if you're not doing it, then just start practicing that. Find things. It can just start with you just being grateful for, just look around you, just where you are right now. You can find some things to be grateful for, instead of our knee-jerk reaction to look for what's missing or what we didn't hit the mark or where we're lacking. But no, stop doing that and pivot over to being grateful for, start finding what does that look like around you, right? And then finally, I will just touch on this staying optimistic and resilient, because yes, you may have setbacks and you may experience failures, but learn from those. And um, these challenges that I'm talking about, these are all opportunities for growth. So look at it that way. Your ability to maintain this positive outlook is vital to the success of your business. And just believe in your ability to overcome whatever, the obstacles are. And I've mentioned this before and I will continue to mention it because sometimes we need to be reminded multiple times, right? So just strive to stay optimistic and don't give up. You may feel like giving up, and that's okay to feel that way. Have a mini meltdown if you need to. Cry it out for a little while and then decide that maybe set a timer and have the pity party of your life, but you've got 10 minutes, and then when that timer goes off, then you have to, pivot and change. But, I'm not telling you to suppress your feelings and all those things. I'm just saying strive to maintain, to be optimistic and be resilient, right? Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but keep moving forward. All right. I think some of these, you don't have to implement all these. Maybe there's something that I said that you decide, I'm going to take that thing and I'm going to implement that. I'm going to start doing that. And that'd be wonderful. That can help you in this kind of goal of nurturing a positive mindset. So this is something that I'll continue to share about on this podcast because I want to support you. All right. Now, as I close, remember about our mastermind program. It's at publichealthentrepreneurs.com, and just click on mastermind from the menu to read all the information about it. And then I encourage you to apply if it's something that you're interested in so that we can follow up with you to make sure that all of your questions are answered. And you may have the opportunity to then join us in our upcoming enrollment. So it's going to be, if you're listening to this episode as it's being released, just a few weeks away, we'll be opening enrollment, and the opportunity for you to join us will be right there. But if not, if you miss that time frame, no worries. We can then add you to the next one, which will be in December. But explore that for yourself and see how that feels for you. And then help us, please continue helping us share this podcast. I'm excited about the people who are discovering it and how it's starting to pick up some momentum and being found by people in multiple countries. But we encourage you to help us share this podcast. By sharing the podcast, you help us with the growth of the podcast. And I think the best thing is for our community of listeners who are already finding value to continue to help share that with others so that they can also discover it. And, it encourages us to continue to put these together and make it freely available to you. If you happen to be in Apple Podcasts, we would really appreciate a written review, a 5-star rating if you're enjoying these episodes. But whatever it is you do to help us share, I appreciate you. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day.